Greetings, fellow travelers and eavesdropping robots. Hi and welcome back. I'm not at home. I'm in a city in southern New Mexico and in a different environment, and really feeling how unsettling it is when there's any kind of change to a routine. So I'm going to do another little energy weather report and swat the mosquitoes as they come. People don't understand how humid it can be in New Mexico and how we have so many mosquitoes, but we do. I apologize if the audio isn't great because it is a little bit windy, and hopefully you can hear some birds in the distance, and maybe Tunes will pay us a little visit. But just noticing how unstable the energy feels right now, and how it's definitely been impacting me in unpleasant ways. It has not felt very good, I'll say that. And it feels kind of like the tenor of it, the tone of it feels like cracking earth. Like when the earth dries out, as we all have seen in the desert, or you've seen photos of it. And that's what I'm really noticing. And it's unsettling, to say the least. I'm curious what everyone else is noticing right now as well. So, the sun is in Gemini. The sun is in Cancer now. But Uranus is in Gemini, and for all of us who have prominent placements in Gemini, we might be feeling that a little bit more. So that's definitely me with Sun and Saturn in Gemini. But we are quickly approaching, in the next couple of days, the most precise moment of this basket formation that's happening between the outer planets, the three outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, and then they're also interacting, I believe, with Jupiter in Leo to make this beautiful basket configuration. And it's traditionally a very harmonious configuration in the sky, but it also is really intense. And so I'm really feeling that intensity, and today I'm going to read something that I wrote to share with you. And look who's coming to visit. Oh, stinky little Tunes. And I was flipping through the pages in my notebook, and I saw something that kind of jumped off the page. And I just want to preface that this is sort of the informal title, or the informal jumping off point for this piece of writing that I did. And it is, "Don't waste fear on things we will support you through." I'm going to say it again. Don't waste fear on things we will support you through. What does that mean? Well, this is a time, anytime that we have great uncertainty, it's a wonderful time to feel afraid. It's a wonderful time to slip into, and full disclosure, like true confessions, like I slip into nihilism pretty frequently. It's helpful for the sake of comparison, but I don't stay there. I do get very discouraged at times about how it feels like the awakening isn't happening as they said it would. They said it would happen, Tunes. How come it's not happening? So, there are basically two very, very broad general categories of states of being. And one state is the state of fear, and that includes the nihilism and the distrust or the discouragement. And then the other broad category is love, and that, is where we find hope or faith or trust. That's where we find each other and communion with each other. That's where the mutual care and upliftment can happen in those two camps. Well, no, in the one camp. The opposite of that happens in the fear camp, right? We fight, we compete, we denigrate, we hurt each other, we malign each other with our words, we think ill thoughts towards others. All of those things. We live in judgment, we live in fear. And so, our work right now is it's multi-fold. It isn't just to move into a state of love. Yes, that's where we're going. But it's also to be really open to seeing all of the ways that we block love in our own experience. And I am, just as good at blocking love as the next person, right? So I'm not talking to you from some high and holy place. I'm talking to you from lived, practical, tangible experience. And so this quote jumped out at me: "Don't waste fear on things we will support you through." It's coming from our guides. It's coming from God, however you understand your own understanding of God. And it just hit me really, like, it just shook me, like, remember this, Anna. Don't waste fear on things we will support you through. We have so much support in the unseen realms. I speak a lot about nature. Nature is an incredible support to us. That's why I'm tried to find a spot where there would be some bit of nature around me, even if it's not super ideal to be sitting right here. But nature is a support, not quite unseen, but the energetics of nature are unseen. Our relationships with each other are incredible supports to us. But this quote is saying that we are supported in ways large and small that are mostly invisible to us. It's that stranger who helps us, find our way, or find something that got misplaced in a store. For instance, I just heard a story of that. Someone making a new friend because they misplaced something, like misplaced their shopping bag in the store, and getting help to find it made friends with someone who ended up actually knowing a whole lot of the same people. And so it was just kind of one of those beautiful moments of the unseen realms actually conspiring in our favor. It's a word to remember, that we can often in doom and gloom mindsets feel like the universe is against us, but actually all of these unseen realms are potentially conspiring in our favor to support us. And so we need to reserve fear for those things that really warrant it, mortal danger. While this does not absolve us from taking action, right? We don't want to put our head in the sands with certain things that are happening on the planet. It doesn't absolve us of having to be a participant and taking responsibility for our experience, but remembering that we are being supported, even in these times that feel very dark. And I will tell you, this feels like a very dark portion of our collective dark night of the soul. It feels like we are descending into something greater. And at the same exact time, what do we have in the sky? We have this incredible cosmological configuration that is not super, super rare, but at how precise it is actually doesn't happen very often. And I don't have any facts and figures in front of me, but you can figure that out by listening to Emily Trinkus, for instance. She's amazing. So I'm going to read this to you, and then and to Luna, who's laying here and just cannot get enough rubs and pets because she's a little love hound with her stinky, stinky breath. Okay, here we go. Are you gonna let me read? I gotta read. Thank you. Oh my God, you stink. Okay, go lay down. Lay down, right here. What a time this is, this great unraveling. I'm walking a mental minefield, making mistakes, missing marks, grieving 1,000 tiny deaths, and some larger ones too. Each day, each moment, things become less and less recognizable. I become a foreigner, even to my very own life. What is this rebirth that is simultaneously a death? Are we collapsing, falling into a void that swallows all we have created? all we have loved, all we long for that is good and right and holy. Is this the great flood? And are we being asked now to swim? Swim hard. Try to make it to the other side. The shore we've not yet seen. The mythic sands that may not exist. Swim harder. I wasn't born to swim. My legs were made for land. I've got no webbing between my toes or fingers, no way to make this work. And it's dark, so very dark. And Goddess only knows what lurks in the depths of this dark, dark water. Goddess only knows what lurks in us, the collective, global, human us. So opaque we can't even really know who or what we are, why we are here, why this endless cycle of death and rebirth. Some say we chose this now, this situation, this opportunity to awaken. Some say we're here for this purpose. I say we're here to learn to love. The darkness, the monsters in the deep, the death, the fear, the unrecognizable reflection in the mirror. The weight of this passage is heavy, threatening to drown you. Yet you keep going. You keep swimming, even though the shore may be far, even though the shore may not exist. Up ahead, you see another, quietly swimming in the same direction. Then another to your left and another to your right. You hadn't seen them in the dark. Each of you steadily, slowly, with intention, moving forward, moving towards the shore of our shared imagining. That holy place where we start anew, where we meet one another in acceptance, compassion, and mutual care. That mythic land where love prevails, where we always remember the time in the dark, what it taught us, and how we survived it. We have no idea what lies ahead. So many people make predictions, have made predictions over the years, over the centuries even, about the times that we're living in now. These apocalyptic, revelatory, unveiling times. None of us know what's coming. The only thing that we can do, the only thing that we can hold on to right now is our own sense of self, a deep inner knowing of who we are, what our needs are, what our desires are. And from there, our relationships with each other, relationships grounded in mutual respect and care and common courtesy and compassion for our shared experience, for our shared existence. We have the earth, the natural realms, and we have so much support from the unseen. I'm going to read it one more time. Don't waste fear on things we will support you through. So a materialist will say the we is all of us together here. And someone who believes in the greater unseen realms will say that these are our guides, our ancestors. These are the unborn spirits swimming all around us right now. There are so many ways to think about that we. All of the ways that we have support that we forget about because we can't perceive them, touch them, hear them, taste them with our five senses. But they're here. And we are being supported. And our job right now is as much as possible to stay open to change, stay open and curious about our place in this change, and to be open and curious to the greater reason for which you were put here at this time. I do believe that each one of us has a soul mission. And that mission is intrinsically tied to love. That is a piece of it. But each of us is put here with service in mind as the highest mission. Service to others, to the planet, to love. And so my wish for you today is to go easy, to be gentle. If you feel like you're in that mental minefield of what's happening right now, of Uranus and Gemini, or who knows what's happening in your own particular world, be gentle, be kind, drink more water, hydrate, get some electrolytes in you. If it's summer where you live, you might need that. If it's winter where you live, you might need that. Nourish yourself the best possible ways that you can, both physically and spiritually. Be open to listening to the still small voice, perhaps whispering, perhaps shouting, this way, this way. And as much as possible, do your best to follow and to lean in. But above all, be gentle. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. Be gentle with our four-legged friends, our winged friends, our amphibian friends, the plants, the trees, the flowers, the sky. Let us all be gentle. See you soon. Thanks for being here.